Okay, excess is tough, so we're going to do a very similar problem to in the last video. Here, we're going to start by writing the reaction. So pause the video and write the reaction. So double check that you have the same thing that I have, and hopefully you identified that lead 2 chloride is going to be your precipitate. So we know this reaction happened and it's balanced. Now we're going to put what we are given in the problem underneath the reactants and put a question mark under the product that we're trying to find. So pause again and try that. Okay, so now we have amounts about both of our reactants and like an extra conversion factor for aluminum chloride to help us get to moles. We know we're going to lead 2 chloride. So we're going to do 2 stoic problems, both to get to lead 2 chloride, and pick the smaller answer. So pause for a second and see if you can do that first part where you're doing the 2 problems to try to get to grams of lead 2 chloride. Okay, at this point, you should be able to identify that this is how much you actually make, only 10 grams. You're not gonna make this amount. And so that means your limiting reactant is this thing, which tells you aluminum chloride is gonna run out first. And then we're gonna have leftover lead nitrate. And that's because we could have made like almost 60 grams with the lead nitrate, but we didn't have enough aluminum chloride to do that. So the next part is to try to figure out how much of the lead nitrate we did actually use up, because we didn't use up all 70 grams. We only used up a portion of that 70 grams. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with our, like how much we actually made, this number over here. So we've got 10 grams of lead chloride, and we're going to do a stoic problem to get back to how much of that lead nitrate we actually used. It's going to be less than 70. So pause for a second here and try that part of the problem. Okay, hopefully you got the same thing as me at this point, that you realize that we're only going to use up 11.9 grams of our lead nitrate as opposed to the 70 grams. Right? Because we actually only made 10 grams of our product, not 58.9. So the last thing we'll do is figure out how much of the excess reactant is left over. So notice we started with this much lead nitrate, and we just calculated that we used up this much lead nitrate. So pause the video for a second and see if you can figure out this part. So there we go. We're going to have 58.1 grams of the lead 2 nitrate left over. So kind of to summarize, this stuff is all going to get used up. We're not going to have any aluminum chloride in the end. This, we're going to use up a lot of it, but we are going to have 58.1 grams left. And then we also know we're going to make 10 grams of this product. We didn't do anything with the aluminum nitrate, but no big deal. We could have if we wanted to. Okay.